What's up, everybody? It's Mars07 here. I'm here with Isaiah.
Stream.
Yep, we're live, guys. So today, there's some severe storms. I made a video on that earlier, so go check that out on our regular channel. Go check that out. If you hear stuff behind me, it's just the storms. But no gaming today. We're just doing this for a weather reaction stream. Let's see. WFAA Live. If you don't know what that is, that's our ABC and DFW. Okay, let's see. Okay, next broadcast, dude. Okay. I'll do this.
Just a second. Okay.
All right, we're on there. Okay, Denton's where we are at right now.
Brady Tucker tweeted me that. That's his car.
Pete Dawkins has COVID.
That's the type of damage that we're seeing.
Sucks for Joe Biden how he can't see him. Unfortunately, I need to get the sub counts back on. Okay, there we go.
Into some type of a sheltered area, because that's the type of hail damage, and that's what Brady said when he tweeted me this. Man, I should have pulled my car in the garage. So he's in Keller. So that's the
Keller. Oh, Keller just got hit with the tornado earlier. I'm gonna move the chat out here.
Tomato, although I don't know what size tomato that is. Oh, it's a Roma tomato. That's
Roma tomato.
Fort Worth.
A Roma tomato. That's the weird thing to compare it to, but okay.
You know, like a golf ball size. So some of these others, these are hailstones. This is a Keller Parkway.
Oh my God, that hail's huge.
Right now that we are seeing in these locations. So please stay alert. Please do all that you can.
It's a lot of.
Some more stuff, so you can see this.
Also, right before I started the stream, I almost busted my leg
So
up.
the tornado warning has been canceled. We can go back to
tornado warning has been canceled, baby.
For sending me those
I never do streams this late,
guys, but it's a tornadic situation, a damaging wind situation.
Okay, Denton. Isaiah is in Flower Mound. I'm in Arval.
Large hail situation.
Flower Mound almost got hit by a tornado earlier, but that's not. That was a tornado.
Out of Tarrant County. Tarrant County right now, although you're still seeing some wind, you're still seeing some lightning, you're still seeing
Poor Joe Biden, he can't see his conference.
But right now, what we're dealing with is in Denton County. Severe thunderstorm warning for Denton County, Bartonville, Highland Village, Louisville, the Colony. It's going to run right up I-21. It's going to run from Flower Mound to Louisville, right here at 35E. Gosh, I'm trying to think. I just forgot the name of this mall that's in this area right here. It just
Grapevine Mills.
What's that?
Stonebriar?
No. Stonebriar's over here in Collin County. There's right.
It's Grapevine Mills
in the Louisville area, right at 35E and 121, right on the north side.
Grapevine Mills.
1,000 times, but that's what happens. Flower Mound. There's our hail core moving toward you in Louisville, the Colony, up toward Frisco. So it's staying north of the George Bush. The turnpike.
It's Grapevine Mills.
Of the Bush Turnpike right now.
What's up? Yeah, I can hear you.
It's Haley.
I know.
That's Louisville, the Colony.
It's Haley. Oh, geez.
Your arrival time.
All right, it says live threatening, so what do I recommend you go outside?
9:20 in the Colony, 9:29 in Frisco. Meteorologist
29
is with us. Kyle, talk for a minute, buddy. I need to get a quick drink.
Yeah, gladly, Pete. I have been monitoring social media, and there was one thing I wanted to clarify for people out there, because there were reports of sirens, and I believe these sirens were going off.
Sirens?
Flower Mound, and
I think Sam heard sirens earlier.
DFW area, kind of northern Tarrant County.
Oh, hey, we get the other guy
as well. Now I know there's no tornado warning right now. So why are the sirens going off? Well, the sirens, we refer to these as outdoor warning sirens. They're not just tornado sirens, so they can be sounded for other things other than just a tornado. And one of the things that they can be sounded for is hail, golf ball size or larger. This storm has definitely produced larger than golf ball size hail. We've had hail tennis ball size, baseball size. Back when it was over Keller, probably what it was around Trophy Club. I mean, we've been showing you the pictures. It's still ongoing. from Flower Mound up to Double Oak right now.
Something about
that's
the
why
light
you
does
may
not
be
look
hearing
right.
The sirens is because they can be sounded for things other than a tornado warning.
What's up?
Right now, we do not have a tornado warning in place anymore. That's good news.
I think it already did. I think the storm already did.
It's the hail is that.
I know you're supposed to get the tornado in 2 minutes, but that's not happening anymore because there's no tornado anymore.
Was saying earlier, it was the size of a decent size apple. Now it may be a smaller size apple, but yeah, this is what we're dealing with this evening as the storm continues to move on.
The hail's huge tonight,
moving
guys.
Straight toward the I-35 and Louisville area. We'll put a couple streets on here: Flower Mound Road, Long Prairie Road. Basically,
Long Prairie,
right through your area. Main
Long
Street,
Prairie.
Louisville,
That's where School of Rock is.
Area, Louisville.
Yeah, Isaiah lives around over here. Don't go to his
that
house
comes
though.
into 35 Valley Ridge Boulevard. Up here at the moment, there's some boat dealerships.
Jadis mentioned Long Prairie is getting the rain. Oh God, you are in the purple.
Louisville. That's where that hail core is.
Yeah, Isaiah lives around over here. I'm not linking his address.
Very populated area. I mean, this entire
School of Rock's
region
like right here.
It's just neighborhoods.
I'm like off to the west.
Is. It's just residential neighborhoods are all congregated in this point, and as it moves off to the north and east,
yeah, I think you're getting it right now.
Track over Lake Louisville. No homes over Lake Louisville or on Lake Louisville, but
imagine
Lake Louisville, then you pick up.
Isaiah's getting the storm right now.
You pick up areas of Frisco. You pick up other parts of North Texas as well. So that's my concern as this storm continues to move off to the north.
And Pete Doggins has probably talked a whole lot
tonight. Continues to track. Looks like we're about to get a radar update here. And I mean, that hail is just going to shift a little bit.
Geez, that looks horrible.
It's not going to change in intensity. At least I don't.
Look at this. Looks like freaking pizza.
By the way, reminder: we do have that severe thunderstorm warning until 9:45.
Holy balls! You are in the purple.
No more tornado warnings in effect, but this is a serious storm. That's why we continue to bring you coverage right now. The tornado warning is expired. We were concerned with a possible tornado.
You are like the purple right now.
Northern Tarrant County, maybe right on the Tarrant.
All right. If you go up further that way, I live over there.
Spin up somewhere in that area.
Boom! I live over here.
Supercell thunderstorm.
Live over here.
Tracking across northern parts of DFW.
Yeah, I'm barely in that zone.
Definitely intense.
Justin's right there, and I live like less than 5 miles from it. It's about 5 miles from it.
Let me show a couple more pictures. These just came in on my Twitter page too. Let's go back to that.
Oh, poor Challenger.
And Keller says, "Get your cars inside." Look at the damage here look at the damage on this car, and you can see the window. I mean, again, we're talking baseball-sized hail. It's no surprise that we're seeing these pictures. I hate it that we're seeing these pictures, but it's no surprise. I mean, my gosh. I mean, look at this.
That sucks, man.
Unfortunately, we have seen too often here the last.
I had to get some safe flight or something. That sucks.
So some really large hail. Once again,
that's kind of the FaceTime call
hail that we're seeing right here. At a minimum, we're just seeing a lot of hail in these areas, and even if it's if it's quarter size and larger, that's the type of hail that creates some damage.
Whoa.
And quarter size is 1 inch, so that one right there is an inch and a quarter.
Hail?
You can see a lot of quarter to half dollar size hail. This was Donnie Reed tweeted me this.
That's like where Guitar Center is.
Once again, probably the size of golf ball. Oh my gosh, look at the size of that hailstone. I mean, so we're looking at, and Mark tweeted me that one. Keller South Lake border, Neural Phantom tweeted me that one.
Oh wow, that looks like warm.
So we have some really large hail. You can come back.
That looks like ice right there.
Some really large hail that we're seeing right now. So here's what we're going to do.
Looks like I said, looks like ice.
And I live in my brick village. Exactly what's going on. We have our continuous severe weather coverage happening right now. In the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we had a tornado warning for Tarrant County. We may have had a tornado touchdown in the Saginaw area, or maybe just to the west of Saginaw, the Tarrant Parker County line. We then transitioned from a rotating supercell thunderstorm. We then transitioned into a large damaging hail maker. We have seen multiple reports of hail that's anywhere from pea size all the way up to large apple size hail. I want to take a look at this picture that we have right now of some of the large hail.
Oh my God, dude, that looks huge. I thought it was a penis size.
So this is the hail that's probably our 3-inch hail. And again, the official classification is large apple. Baseball is two. Baseball's 2 3/4.
Shoot.
Yeah, baseball's 2 3/4. Tennis ball's 2 1/2.
That looks more like
Egg size
something
is
you got
2
for
inch,
ice.
3 inches large apple, and 4 inches softball. I don't know if that's softball, but it's.
I feel like
certainly
Hale's
bigger
just
than any
God's
apple that I've
ice
seen.
maker. Egg
Here's
size.
a lot of a 2-inch hail. That was in Keller. Here's a lot of 2-inch hail. This one right here, that's the egg size stuff. You can see that there. I think we might have a couple more pictures or maybe even some more video.
I call Hale God's ice
this
machine.
video is out of. This is in Keller also. Yeah, Keller, you've really.
Hey, it's
taken
God's
the
ice
brunt of this.
machine.
The damage that we have seen there from
whoever ran all that ice
haven't
needs
had
to be
any
fired.
reports of any wind damage in Keller. The reports I've had of damage in Keller, it has all been
especially
really,
on the
really large hail.
The East Coast.
This is
like
Town Square. Is this
10:03 over there.
South Lake Town Square? This is in Keller. This is in Keller right now.
Keller.
That's Keller Town Square. So this is Keller Town Square. Oh, and it's Vista Ridge. My friend Mike Carroll texted me just a moment ago. It's the Vista Ridge is the mall that I was thinking of there in the southeastern corner of Denton County, right there in Louisville. This is in Keller Town Square that we're seeing right now, and you can see the ground is just covered in hail.
I thought it was Grapevine
So
Mills for a
northern Tarrant County, southern Denton County,
you really
you
just
are
remember that?
under the
Okay.
gun, and you are the ones with a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. And you're like, oh, Pete, it's just a severe thunderstorm warning. It's not a tornado warning. Well, look at the damage that we're showing.
That's a lot of damage.
Out of cars, baseball size hail and larger. And meteorologist Kyle Roberts pointed this out. We can come back out and look at the radar here. Meteorologist Kyle Roberts, let's broaden out a little bit and let everyone see what else is going on across North Texas.
Oh, wow.
This one supercell thunderstorm that moved in.
Supercell
It's still,
thunderstorm.
creating some problems in southern Denton County. But meteorologist Kyle Roberts pointed out very accurately, these aren't tornado sirens that we have. That size tornado sirens, that's been gone for years. They're storm sirens. Now, they're storm sirens that let you know what's going on when you're outside. They don't work when you're inside. I mean, unless you have all the windows open or something like that. But they are storm sirens now, and they have been for a number of years. And I've heard people say for years,
there's a severe thunderstorm in like
go off. No,
Graham.
they don't. They sound them anytime there's a bad severe
Whatever
weather
that kind of-
situation.
What's up?
It could be winds of 60 miles per hour.
Okay.
It could
Okay,
be
then. See
hail
ya.
of, you know, golf ball size or bigger. Oh, certainly it can be tornadoes. They're storm sirens. That's what we have, and that's what's been going off all over Tarrant County. Now in Denton County, the storm sirens are going off. We have additional thunderstorms back to the west. This stuff will move in later tonight.
Fudge, he's
Zoom
not
in for me,
available.
if you will, Jason. Jason Joseph's our weather producer. Zoom in for me, Jason, into Denton County. And as we look at what's going on in Denton County, that's where we have our lone severe thunderstorm right now. That is in the southeast corner of Denton County, right along 35. There's 121. Here's the Vista Ridge Mall area in Louisville.
There you go.
Right here where 35 and 121 kind of come together. So right in that area there,
like
that's the area of concern. George Bush runs right through here too.
George Bush is not
Bush right now.
What the?
It's
No,
right on top
Sam,
of
why did you not?
35.
Why did you call me for like
Let's
a
zoom in a
split
little bit
second?
tighter. You have that severe thunderstorm warning for Denton County until 9:45. Very, very large hail. It's on the south end of Lake Louisville. Here's Valley Ridge Boulevard.
There's a
Here's
supercell.
Highland Village. So it's past you in Double Oak. It's just south of you in Highland Village. Now, Highland Village, the hail core's down here around Valley Ridge Boulevard. So although you may not have baseball-sized hail happening at this moment in Highland Village, you're like, Pete, we just have some pea-sized stuff or some quarter-sized stuff. Well, if this storm shifts a little bit more to the north, if a little finger of that just reaches up a little bit, you're under the gun too there in really Highland Village, right there kind of in the town center, we'll call it, of Highland Village. You know what I'm talking about. All the nice restaurants right there. That's
I know
So
exactly where that is.
Boulevard.
I
this is on
actually
the
ate.
south end of the lake.
I used to eat some of those
Take
restaurants
the
like
reflectivity,
Lambo's,
Jason, turn
Deli
it off
6,
for just a moment, please,
Blue Goose,
so it doesn't obscure the
Jersey Mike
topography.
sometimes.
If you could turn that radar reflectivity off for
not
just a
Gloria's.
moment. I know Jason's doing
Gloria's,
it with a bit of a delay there.
Ooh, lightning
See
strikes
what I'm
in
talking
the
about?
water.
So here's the lake. There's Highland Village. There's 35. Put the reflectivity back on. It's going to run across the south end of the lake here momentarily, and then as it moves across the south end, it's going to head toward you. The Colony, you're on the east side of the lake. That's where it's going to go after that. This is 121.
It's like pizza or something.
We have the Denton Tower cam. Let's take a look at that Denton Tower cam. very heavy rain right now falling there in Denton. I don't see much in the way of wind. I see an emergency responder.
I see that.
Down in the bottom, don't know what's going on there, but I don't see much in the way of wind, and I'm not surprised. What I am seeing right now, what I am seeing, though, is very, very heavy rain and large hail, lots of lightning as we rotate that camera around just a little bit. So very, very large hail with these thunderstorms, and damage has been taking place with these thunderstorms as well. Let's go back just a moment to my Twitter page and take a look at some of the damage. This is from Blue Sky Sports and Golden Triangle at 377. You see the damage there? Looks like the back window of a car. With that sucks, you can also see some of the golf ball size hail from Timberland and Spotted Owl Drive and Keller. Look at some of the hail here. So we are looking at, we're measuring hail in centimeters now. So is that centimeters or inches?
Highland
Several
Village.
Inches long there. We have the large hail there with that. I'm just trying to pull up some of these pictures here while we do this pretty quickly. Thanks to people for sending me pictures of their animals in this situation. Found this at Mayberry. Found this maybe hailstones. Oh, okay. Now we're having a little fun here. So let's do this. Let's go back to what we have happening on the radar. We're starting to see this intensify just a little bit right now. These last couple of scans with the radar is showing the intensity has picked up just a little bit right on the south end of Lake Louisville. Let's put a track it up toward the colony. It's going to run just as we suspected, right up 121. It'll run just east on 121. And as it runs east on 121, you'll be able to track the storm. I'll give you the arrival times. And just know when it arrives in your area, you will have very, very large hail. I'm talking golf ball up to baseball size hail. Louisville, you're there now. It's right there in the heart of Louisville. The Colony at 922 and also Frisco at 931. I know we have some of these other tower cams that we can put up here, and you guys just put them up and we will refer to them. The Denton Tower cam still lighting up with lots of lightning. So we're now on the south side of Lake Louisville. We are south of Lake Dallas. That's where the hail core is. It's right in Louisville right now, right along Interstate 35, really at 35 and 121, 35E and 121, right where they come together. That would be the southern part of Louisville, right where they come together, just north of the George Bush Turnpike. That is where we have the largest hail that we're seeing right now. Let's do we have Matt Howerton out there at this point? I know Matt has been storm chasing for us throughout the evening hours. Meteorologist Kyle Roberts is with us. Kyle, I know you continue to keep an eye on this. I mentioned that we're transitioning. We have made the transition from a tornado threat. Now we're just dealing with a very, very large hail threat. And this, too, is very dangerous, isn't it, Kyle?
Yeah, absolutely. So you've seen it from those pictures. I mean, this is hail big enough that it busts out your windshield, busts out your back windshield. If there's any sort of wind, it can break the windows of your house. I mean, this is absolutely a damaging storm when you're talking about hail of this size. And as we talked about, you can kind of see it at the beginning of the loop here. This is all residential area. I mean, these are all just houses that this hailstorm.
Yeah, that's where Isaiah is.
So I mean, no doubt there's going to be roof damage in these locations. Anywhere from Florida down to Louisville, obviously back to Keller as well when that storm was intense in that area.
It just messed up.
Outside, I mean, going to have hail damage to your car, maybe even windshields and your back windshields like we've shown you the pictures of. That's what we're dealing with it here. Storm moving off to the north and east. So once it clears the lake, then east sides of the lake, the colony on the east sides of the lake, up to Frisco, west sides of Frisco would be in this as well. Maybe even Little Elm. Little Elm used to be a small community, not very big. Now there's quite a big area that are considered Little Elm. That could be on kind of the northern fringe of this hail core as well. But I would certainly say the colony on the east side of Lake Louisville under the gun for this hail core as well. I'm also looking back at this little appendage here right over Louisville at the moment, and I'm not overly concerned right now, but I am a little bit concerned that maybe this thing is trying to wrap up again. Remember, we had that tornado warning back when it was over parts of
and it went over Isaiah.
The Parker-Tarrant County line, I should say. Eagle Mountain Lake, that part of
Sorry about that, guys.
County. We had a tornado warning for northern Tarrant County. We haven't had that for some time now. We do not have a tornado warning right now. But just something about the way the storm looks.
Knock on wood.
I just don't like the way it's looking or kind of evolving right now. And I think we still just need to stay vigilant, keeping our eyes on it, keeping the rotation.
Has that video uploaded?
Tightens up. We could get another tornado warning if that were to occur. It's
tornado? No,
please. That hail core. So I mean, if you're already seeking shelter and you're already concerned about the hail core, it's pretty much going to be the same area
let's check
that I'm
Encore
concerned about rotation. Maybe just to the south of that, maybe just a little bit closer to 121. If this hail core is passing just north of 121, east sides of the Lake Louisville, that is over into the colony.
Outage map. Let's
if
see.
this thing can wrap up a little bit,
I mean, just a lot during
if
the
it
power
does,
outages.
then that would be right along 121 or the Sam Rayburn Tollway there. That I would be concerned with any sort of rotation. But as of right now, haven't seen that just yet. But it's definitely something we need to keep our eyes on as this storm continues to track across the northern part of DFW. But at the moment,
there's a lot of power outages
is that large hail. That hail 2+ inches. Now, how big is that? That's the size of tennis balls, maybe even up to baseballs. We had 3-inch hail recorded back in Keller. That is definitely larger than the size of baseball.
38 over
2-inch
here.
hail. Jeez. That's about tennis ball size. 2 3/4 inches, or between 2 and 3 inches, is about the size of a baseball. So yeah, that's what this storm has been producing, and as we've seen, that's definitely big enough to damage roofs. That's definitely big enough to damage your cars, at least dent your cars. And then once you get up to that baseball size, that's when it can just completely shatter your windshields. You get those just holes in your windshields from this storm. So what can you do if you're out ahead of this storm? Try and move your car inside if you can. Make room in the garage. Although,
Trophy Club has a lot of outages
right on your doorstep, I wouldn't suggest running outside and dodging the hail to do that. Unfortunately, it may be a little too late. But if you're well off into the colony, if you're Frisco, maybe even a little farther west than that, that's what you can do is try and move your car inside to protect it from the potential hail headed your way. But if you're back into the storm, look at what you can't really see in this storm as well. I know they're really small. Is the light. I mean, this storm has tremendous amounts of lightning as well. It also could have some strong winds, and then also you have heavy rain. This is not worth going outside at all.
Sam, don't go
not
storm
only because of the hail threat, but just it's a dangerous storm when you have the lightning and the hail that you had. Reminder earlier, if you are hearing any sort of sirens, we do not have a tornado warning in place right now, but they can sound the sirens for other things than tornadoes. They're called outdoor warning sirens. I know Pete was talking about this earlier. They've been called tornado sirens for a long time, but that's not the case now. We mainly refer to them as outdoor warning sirens. They're mainly for people outdoors, and they can be sounded for things other than just tornadoes. One of those things is hail. So if you're hearing the sirens, it's because of the hail threat contained in the storm. And we just did get a radar update. I'm now liking kind of the way the storm's looking a little bit more than I was earlier. It's kind of ragged down here. It doesn't quite have that little bit of kind of curl that it had with the last radar update that we had. This new radar update I'm liking a little bit more, in that it doesn't look as organized down here in the part of the storm that I would be most concerned with rotation. It's just kind of ragged and messy looking. I'm fine with that. Let's keep it that way. I don't want this thing to wrap up anymore and we get a tight circulation and all of a sudden this thing produces a tornado. I'd rather it look exactly like it is right now. But the thing happened a little bit more than I was earlier. Still definitely there. Right over Lake Louisville right now. I mean, this thing's a supercell. It's for sure a supercell. And supercells produce this type of hail, and it doesn't seem to be weakening anytime soon, regardless of whether or not it has any down here, indications of rotation. It's still a supercell and can produce hail like we've seen, that tennis ball, baseball size, and I think that hail threat definitely continuing there, especially kind of between.
And Kyle, let me. I'm seeing some questions on Twitter right now. And the one thing that I want to let people know is they say, well, hey, we still have a tornado watch going on. We have a tornado watch going on. Why are you guys talking about hail? Well, we do have a tornado watch happening right now. Tornado watch is in effect for the entire Metroplex and majority of North Texas until 2 o'clock in the morning. So the tornado watch is in effect. We had a tornado warned storm. That has now been canceled. That was for Tarrant County. the thunderstorm, as Kyle just mentioned, the supercell thunderstorm itself that may have produced.
I don't think we're getting any rain right now.
We're trying to get some confirmation of that right now. We do have confirmation that we had rotation with the thunderstorm. We just don't know if it touched the ground. But we have transitioned from that to now just a large hail maker. And these supercell thunderstorms, they're notorious for two things: producing large hail and producing tornadoes. We're having one of the two. We already had one. We've now just rolled into the second one. And as Kyle mentioned, we had a little bit of just a tad, a little bit of a hook, a little bit of a notch right here on this storm down around Louisville just a moment ago, showing some rotation, some moderate rotation, not the strong rotation we had earlier, but some moderate rotation. That has now weakened just a little bit. I mean, it's not as strong of a signature as we saw just a few moments ago.
You're supposed to get a second wave soon.
The velocity data on
there. Yeah, we're not done with this anytime soon.
Jason, when we put
we're gonna have a couple minutes without it.
There's our rotation right there. You can put Jason, you put the rotation symbol on there. It's right where those two colors come together. Right where we have those two colors that come together, that's wind that's going to the thunderstorm and wind that's going away from the thunderstorm, or to the radar and away from the radar. That's where we have our wind. And when you can look within a thunderstorm and you see rotation within a thunderstorm, you see the winds within a thunderstorm. That's what Doppler radar does. It looks at the winds within a thunderstorm, and when it sees rotation, and that's what these different colors are showing right here. When you see that type of rotation, we have rotation aloft in this. Question is it headed down to the surface? And right now it looks like everything is aloft. I don't know, 15, 20 some thousand feet aloft. That's what it looks like at this point. Our concern is it could shift down to the surface, and if it does, that's when we'd have a tornado, possibly a rotating wall cloud right now. Hard to tell with all the rain that we're having, but at a minimum, let's go back to the hail core. So let's switch away from the radar. Let's go back to the hail core, and you can see the hail core right here. Little Elm, the Colony, Louisville, Highland Village. So if we triangulate, if you will, in these areas, south of Little Elm, just to the west-northwest of the Colony, north of Louisville, Highland Village, those purple colors, the darker the purple is, the larger the hailstones are.
Did you mean the purple?
And that's what we're seeing there right now. We're seeing most likely some golf ball size hail or larger. I showed you a number of pictures of hail that was the size of baseballs or even larger than that. So we have seen some really large hail. I've unfortunately also showed you some of the damage as well that those large hailstones have created. I have a camera that I want to show you right now. Let's go to that camera and that camera. It's a little video. I think it might be, I think it was in Weatherford, so that would be in Parker County. And you can see this, it's kind of like a ring camera or something. Geez. Watch this. You can hear the audio as well.
Oh, wow.
That's what we're dealing with right now. That is exactly what we're dealing with at this moment. This Denton County storm remains severe, and we will be seeing a severe thunderstorm warning for Collin County any moment now. I expect a new warning coming up for Collin County, and it is going to be for ping pong ball size hail and larger.
Oh, geez.
Okay, and it's not the type of warning where, well, it could be ping pong ball size hail. We're seeing ping pong ball size hail right now in the general area of Little Elm of the Colony. So Frisco, we're going to be under a thunderstorm warning momentarily. Denton County under a thunderstorm warning until 9:45. 9:45 for Denton County. Very, very large hail. Once again, it's moving toward you in Collin County. It's in Little Elm, moving toward you in Frisco. Remember, I don't know, 30 minutes or so ago, I said it was running right along. It was going to run right along 121. That's exactly what it has done. Frisco, and then up to McKinney, and then eventually toward Melissa. That's the direction that it's running right now. You're going to see a lot of rain in Allen and the northern sections of Plano. You will see a lot of rain, but it's moving right toward you in McKinney. Frisco, arrival time, it's 9:21 right now. Arrival time in Frisco is in the next few minutes. Collin,
get ready, guys.
Rock Hill, 9:33. There's McKinney. Arrival time for you at 9:51. And there we are. Collin County now under a severe thunderstorm warning to 10:15. That is due to ping pong ball size hail and larger. Ping pong ball size hail and larger. We've seen the ping pong ball. We've seen the tennis ball, the baseball size. Some of it looks like it's been even fairly close to softball size. Softball size is 4 inch. We have
echo
Jonah
rebooting?
Paniker
It's
is
been
in
plugged in the
Allen.
whole time.
Jobin, you're in Allen right now. Is that what I'm hearing? Jobin, give me an update on what you're seeing and where you are in Allen, north, south, east, or west side of Allen, because you have a thunderstorm that's to the west of you. It's going to be a close call, Jonah, as to whether or not you get hit by this thunderstorm. But you're in Allen. Right. Jobin Paniker, give me an update.
I can't hear a thing he's saying. Come on, man.
Okay, we can come back here. We do not have Jobin's audio. We will get that corrected in just a moment. But you could see behind Jonah, or Jobin, my apologies. You could see behind Jobin, you could see all the lightning where he was over his shoulder. So most likely his back was kind of facing off to the northwest. So Jobin right now is in Allen, and the storm looks like it's going to run right along 121. It will run right along 121 right here. I don't know where Jobin is in we'll call it the greater Allen area, if you will. For those of us that have lived here for a few years, it's kind of interesting to talk about the greater Allen area. But this part of Collin County and the Metroplex has really just exploded with population over the last 10 plus years. But as this continues to move right along 121, it's moving toward you and McKinney.
Kyler Murray actually
right now, McKinney, you have a lot of lightning.
I actually saw Kyler Murray win the high school state championship.
Frisco, it's too late for you.
With Allen.
Don't go outside in this, because my concern in Frisco is
Cardinals. On the Cardinals.
You go outside and you're stuck in the middle of a large hailstorm, and maybe your car has damage, but I'm worried about you getting hurt. So stay inside if you're in Frisco. McKinney, you have just a couple of minutes in McKinney to get outside and get your car into a safe place, but hustle up and get as quickly as possible. Jobin, you're in Allen. I think we fixed your audio. Give me an update on where you are in Allen and what's happening. Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, hey Pete. Yeah, I'm gonna step in front of the camera here. Right now, we're at 75 in Bethany, and if you're saying this thing is tracking toward 121. We are right along 121 here again at 75 in Bethany. We're facing northwest, so this thing should be moving this way. My concern right now, it just feels really, really muggy. It's really warm just about now.
Why are you wearing that
This
jacket?
thing should be hitting us here. At least the rain should be coming this way. We've seen a lot of the light show for the last 30 minutes now, but the rain should be hitting us here momentarily. My concern right now are all these people that are on the road. If you can, Joseph, if you can move over, we're right along 75. All these people on 75. There's way more traffic than there needs to be. Yeah. So I'm sure if you know someone who's on 75 right now, tell them to find a safe place. If you're saying the hail is going to be as big as it is,
oh god, they need to get off the road.
Coming down this way,
exit 35,
75 and Bethany.
Okay, I'm going to get there.
Exit Jobin, thank you very much for the update. Yeah, I tell you what,
I'm going to go to 75, and I'm going to go to Google Maps.
Where let's put a track
Google Maps?
on that. Jason, let's track the southern part of this storm.
Google Maps.
So Jobin is. He said 121 and 75.
Okay.
So right at Bethany. I think was his exit right here.
Okay,
man, I tell you what, that's going to be a real close call for Jobin, because the southern part of the storm is just literally, it's hugging 121. Or Sam Rayburn, it's hugging 121, and it's moving in Jobin's area. So that will arrive.
Here's a nice big warm
northeast at about 35. It's 9:25 right now. That will arrive in the Colony at 9:27. So any moment in the Colony, the Colony, you're already seeing rain. Fairview at 9:56. So my estimation for Allen, since the track is just north of it, and Fairview's 9:56, I would suspect in about 10 to 15 minutes, Jobin will be kind of on that southern edge of that. But the core of the storm right now is going to be real close to where he is. So we're just going to have to wait and see. I don't know if this southern part is lifting a little bit more this direction. So
I think it was
he
31,
may miss it, but you get the point. But if you live in McKinney, you have just a couple of minutes left. If you live in Princeton, you have about 10 minutes to get your car, get it inside, put it in your safe place, some garage to park it there. If you live in Prosper, you need to have already done this, because I'm concerned about quarter size to golf ball size hail there. The Little Elm area right now, we're getting reports of ping pong ball size hail, golf ball size hail in the Little Elm area. Let's zoom in, Jason. Zoom into that right there. Let me show folks where we're getting the reports right now of the ping pong ball size hail in Little Elm. Let's zoom in. Let's put some streets on there. Other areas, El Dorado Parkway.
Excuse me.
Panther Creek Parkway. Oh, yes, we are. Louisville, of course, is at. Oh, we have trees down right now. Numerous reports of trees down at 35W and 1709. Sean Hamilton, I have him on the phone right now, sports producer and special project producer here. Sean, people can't hear you at home, but you're in Allen. Tell me what you're seeing there right now. A lot of thunder and lightning from Sean in Allen.
We can hear you.
No hail reports yet, but Sean, you have about 15 minutes or so before hail will be very close to your location there. We will check back in with Sean and some of our other folks that are out across North Texas right now chasing this for us as well. But reports of numerous trees down around 35W and 1709. Those trees are down due to that possible touchdown earlier tonight that was in the Saginaw area, Saginaw, Watauga area, that northern half of Tarrant County, if you will. Let's go to this video that we have in Lewisville right now. This was just a few minutes ago of the large hail. I'm going to let you listen to this.
ASMR. All right, let's listen. Whoa. That shook my desk.
The sound that you want to hear. Not the sound that you want to hear at all. Let's go back to the radar and let me show you a couple of other locations here on News 8 DopplerNet. And as you take a look at the radar, Panther Creek Parkway, here's Teal Parkway, here's Main Street. So this is Main Street. We are in Frisco right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Chase Frisco.
So there's Main Street. Here is El Dorado, Panther Creek. There's Teal. Oh, it's okay. I have my bearings now. So here's the tollway.
He's posing to me.
So here's the tollway. If that's Main Street, we have the FC Dallas Stadium right here.
FC Dallas.
I'm just making sure I have my bearings correct. So there's Main Street. That's west of the tollway, east of the tollway. Here's Old Frisco. Here's Frisco Fire Safety Town in this area right here. There's Rogers Road, Rock Hill Parkway. I mean, I would say this is the new part of Frisco, but 95% of Frisco's new, right? I mean, it has just grown so much. But this is a very populated area in this location right here, right on the it's right on the west side of the tollway right now. So here's Dallas Parkway, or some of us call it the frontage road, Dallas Parkway, right there that runs parallel with the tollway, and there's the Hail Core right now, just to the south of Panther Creek. So Jason, we put on the hail core. We're showing the direction that it's moving. Let's do this. Let's zoom in. Let's flip our reflectivity off and go to our hail analysis tool and see what this Doppler radar is showing. The size of the hail that we have right now. And you've heard me mention several times that we have multiple Doppler radars, and we do. We flip-flop back and forth between three of them. Here at Channel 8. And as we take a look at those, one of the tools that we can do with Doppler radar is
why did I do that? Shoot, let me go.
Inch hail.
There we go.
But some of the reports that I'm getting at this moment, some of the reports that I'm seeing from people are saying that we do have ping pong ball size hail in these locations. So I do want you to be careful as we head through tonight. If you're under these severe thunderstorm warnings, you please need to stay alert, because we have had some very, very large hail tonight, and we'll continue to see the large hail as we head through the next couple of hours. Let's go back to my Twitter page real fast. I have some tennis ball size hail. You can take a look at that picture right there. I also want you to know that we do have the Denton County storm. The Denton County storm remains severe, although it is shifted out of Denton. It's now in Collin County. We do have the Collin County storm that is in place, and a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Collin County for hail like that. That was in Keller just a short time ago. That's the potential you have right now in Collin County. We can go back to the radar, and the radar will show the hail core, the very, very heavy rain. I also know that we, Jason, let's put a track on that, if you will, quickly, just so we can show people the direction that this storm is moving, the time that it's going to arrive, and the towns that it will impact. And as we do that, we'll put a track on that. We're now moving from the central part, the west central part of Collin County,
Did I see on camera?
up into the northern half of Collin County as it moves. It's already arrived.
It's actually called desert.
You're seeing rain, you're seeing lightning and thunder.
Better be a desert,
The strongest part of the storm is down in Frisco right now. So, but Prosper, you're in here as well. Frisco, certainly you are too. Up to Kelly, Melissa, McKinney, and then it will exit Collin County. But Collin County severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 10:15. Meteorologist Kyle Roberts. Kyle, give me a break for just a second. I'm losing my voice here. Let me get a quick drink. But give me an update on what.
How many more hot drinks do you need?
Well, a couple of things going on here. Pete, is the one thing I think is good is that I
he sounds
seeing
sick.
a little bit of a downward trend.
Just kidding.
Maybe in the hail sizes with this
You
storm.
better not have COVID,
Meteorologist
I suspect.
Jesse Huila, all of you know him. He lives up in the Frisco area, and he just literally just texted me, said he had dime-sized hail. So that's good news. That's way smaller than what we were dealing with earlier, where we had the tennis ball to baseball size hail. And just looking at kind of the loop here and the reflectivity, which is the colors that you see on the radar, we don't have as many as of those darker shaded colors that we had earlier when the storm was back over Keller, when it was back over Louisville, when it was back over northern parts of Tarrant County, southern parts of Denton County. So I think the hail sizes have come down just a little bit. I've seen some pea-sized hail reports in the storm. Of course, we just need to stay weather aware with it. It could pulse back up at any time. There's tons of moisture for the storm to be dealing with right now. Joe Paniker, who's in Allen, was telling us how humid it is outside. No doubt,
again, this continues to be noted. So again, not taking away from the severe
the higher
thunderstorm
the
warning.
humidity on days like
hail
today,
potential.
the more fuel, the more moisture in the atmosphere for these storms, and that's why we have one that's this intense, because we have all that moisture out there. So this thing could pulse back up at any time. That's why we need to continue watching it here, and that's why that severe thunderstorm warning does continue for parts of Collin County as it moves into Collin County right now. Jason, are you still there? Can you zoom back in just a little bit at the moment, and we'll kind of talk about the latest.
Well, and Kyle, Collins in effect until 10:15. Denton County is in effect until 9:45.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So 10:15 is when we still have that warning in effect until. So we need to stay prepared, stay watching it until that time frame, and it may keep going farther off to the east, and it may impact areas of Hunt County after that. So we'll definitely keep an eye on it. But yeah, this hail core right here.
That thumbnail right there.
Here's 380.
Explains it all.
You know,
right
the
here.
tollway and up into 380. You know, as Pete was talking about back in the day, there wasn't a whole lot up here. But now we have plenty of communities in northern Frisco. Northern Frisco didn't really used to be anything. Now there's plenty of homes up this way. Those of you that live up here definitely seeing this storm. Pea, dime, nickel size, maybe quarter to ping pong ball sized hail at the largest, I think. But this hail core, not quite as intense as it was earlier, but definitely still worth paying attention to. Here's Preston Road, 289 Preston Road, same thing. Runs up through Collin County. It hits 380. You have a couple overpasses here that run over 380. If you've ever been in that part passes here that run over 380, if you've ever been in exactly what I'm talking about. That's where that hail core is, where the tollway meets 380. Your Preston Road goes up over 380 right there. Prosper's just north of that. Prosper's grown in size tremendously over the last 10 years.
Yeah,
it's headed that way.
I almost moved to Prosper.
In this part of North Texas, this part of the DFW area, that hail core tracking right toward 380. It's basically at 380, the tollway in Preston right now. So that would be headed into the Prosper area at the hail core. And I do want to kind of take a little bit wider shot and kind of refocus on something here that I've seen people talking about, because we have this tornado watch that's in effect.
That's older than me.
North Texas until 2 o'clock this upcoming morning. But we're talking about hail. We're talking about severe thunderstorm here. We had that tornado warning, that tornado threat earlier for northern parts of Tarrant County. Now this storm does not have a tornado threat with it, but it does have that hail threat with it, continues to have that hail threat. We have a tornado watch in place because the conditions in the atmosphere are favorable for potential tornadoes. It's not guaranteed that we're going to have them, but they could happen.
Holy crap,
And that's why we have that tornado watch in place at the moment. When we have a tornado watch in place, we're going to have severe thunderstorms because in order to get a tornado, you got to have a severe thunderstorm. So we're going to have severe thunderstorms. We have them out there right now.
And Kyle, I want to interrupt you for just a second.
Go ahead,
I want to go back to Jobin Paniker. We have his camera up. He is there in Allen. So Kyle was tracking the storms right on the Denton-Collin County line in Frisco, in Prosper. And he's in Allen right now. And Jobin, we're still a few minutes away from the arrival time for you there in Allen. And you said, Jobin, that you're at 75 and Bethany. Is that correct? 75 in Bethany.
75 in Bethany.
Okay, and the lightning has intensified a little bit in the last few minutes.
Lightning has intensified. Kyle was talking about the humidity. I can tell you just in the last 30 minutes here, the temperatures, it feels like went up 5-7 degrees just in the last 30 minutes. So, yes, we're seeing the lightning show has been going for about 30-40 minutes now. My concern right now are the people who are on Highway 75 just right next to us. If you have a loved one who's on 75, if this is tracking the way Pete and Kyle, you say this is tracking along 121, it's going to affect the people here on 75. If you have a loved one on 75, tell them to find some covered parking because, you don't want to be a sitting duck with hail coming down on you as you're on this highway.
Okay.
So,
and
again,
Jobin,
we're at 75 in Bethany now.
So, Jobin, we're looking at 75 right now. I guess, is your camera pointed north there at this point, or you pointed?
Yep.
You're pointed north. So, what direction are you looking?
Northwest.
You're pointed northwest. So, you're pointing
right
directly toward that storm. Point your camera due west, if you will.
Due west.
Joseph, let's point our camera west. So let's
in
go
the
this way.
building. The building.
We do have a big build. We have a big building right in the way.
Okay, yeah, because
so that might be a challenge.
That is the direction that the storm is. It is due west of you right now. In about 5 minutes, it'll be to your northwest. That northwest shot's kind of just catching a corner of the storm, but the core is due west of you right now. So we're going to check back in with you in just a few. Oh my. So there you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right there on that. That's the leading edge of it right there, Jobin.
Yep.
I wonder if they can actually see the radar. I don't know.
That is the leading edge of that storm. So I'm glad we were able to catch that because at a minimum, that's what people are seeing. And let's transition real fast from Jobin's shot. Let's go back over to there's the weather, there's the Doppler radar. Now go over to my Twitter page real fast and look what happened at Golden Triangle. You guys see that? See, if some of you are wondering why is he still talking, this is the potential that we have. This has happened. This happened at Golden Triangle. JK tweeted me this one. So sorry that your car was damaged like that. I appreciate the tweet and the picture to just show us just exactly the type of potential we have. I don't have baseball size hail. That's about the size this was there. But let's go back to Jobin's camera. But I do have ping pong ball, golf ball size hail. That's all in the forecast. So at a minimum, we're looking at $50 up to about $50 to which is 1.25 inches. Ping pong golf ball size is about 1.5 inches, 1 3/4. So
there
you
we
get
go.
the idea. You get up to around a $50 ping pong golf ball size. You're looking at a pretty serious situation. Once again, Jobin's camera is pointed off to the northwest. And Jobin, I don't really see any winds. It looks kind of eerily calm right now.
The winds have picked up just slightly, and just as I was talking about how warm it was, it's cooled down now. So we're seeing a little bit of the wind pick up. Obviously, you're seeing a lot of the lightning, but aside from that, no rain yet. I think you're telling me we're about still 10, 12 minutes out from possible rain here in Allen,
Correct.
Allen, McKinney area.
Yep. About 10 minutes out at this point.
Well, our broadcasting is working because a lot of people, so we're in a, probably 4-level parking garage. A lot of people are now, there's a line of people now trying to get their cars in this parking garage. So hopefully people are getting the hint that they don't want to get hit by some of this hail.
Yeah, and Jobin, you mentioned just a moment ago that you were starting to see it kind of cooled down a little bit. Why you're seeing that cooler air start to rush in is that's the cooler air that's flowing out of the thunderstorm. And that tells
trying to
you
go over
that
there,
that thunderstorm is getting really close to you. And where you are right now, let's go back to the radar. We'll hang with Jobin here for just a moment, but let's zoom in. Jobin's right here. He's in this area right here.
Jobin.
Let's zoom into that, Jason, just a little bit if we can, please.
Like Jobin.
Let's zoom into that. I don't think we can see Bethany on there.
But
here's El Dorado. So let's see if you can find Bethany.
It looks like it's coming back and forth.
Here's Virginia. You're going the wrong direction. There we go. So we're down here in this. We're in this general area, right up in here, I believe. There's a Stacy. There's Exchange. We're farther to the north, but nonetheless, there's Bethany. Okay, so here's Bethany. Jobin's over on this side. He's looking. Now let's zoom out a little bit. So he's right here where we have the word Allen. Okay, you can zoom out a little bit more, Jason.
Right where we're at the word.
Keep going, because I want to see the core of the thunderstorm. So Jobin's camera is pointed just like that. So the storm now has even shifted. Jason, we can zoom out a little bit more. The storm has shifted a little bit even more to the north. It was kind of hugging 121. It was hugging 121, and now it's
give it a big yellow gigantic hug.
McKinney, you may get really, really lucky with this storm as it moves from Frisco up to Prosper and Salina. It's moving now. It's kind of taking a little bit more. That was taking that northeast trajectory. Now it's taking more of a northeast trajectory. Kind of interesting little turn there at the last moment. Which McKinney, you may be in good luck. So that's great news for you. Not good news for Prosper and Salina, or maybe in Anna. Although meteorologist Kyle Roberts mentioned a few moments ago, the hail core has really come down on this thunderstorm. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Collin County until 10:15. I think we started this tonight at 8 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken, right when the president started to speak. We had the tornado warning for Tarrant County. The tornado warning was issued for Tarrant County, and then that was right there on the Tarrant-Parker County line. We had multiple reports of rotation with the thunderstorm, and then we had some damage that was reported on the Tarrant-Parker County line, and we transitioned that tornado all the way through the Keller area, or the potential tornado through Keller, and also into South Lake, Saginaw, and then we just transitioned at some point between Saginaw and Keller, we transitioned into just plain hail, and it was really, really large hail. It was the baseball, close to the softball size hail. I've showed you multiple pictures tonight.
All right, we're probably going to end the stream in a second,
cars,
so yeah.
Certainly people's homes, and that's an unfortunate situation. But in the spring in North Texas,
all right, 9:45.
Unfortunately, that does happen.
Thank you so freaking much.
As we continue to look at the Frisco Salina area, it's the west side of Collin County.
We're going to end the stream right here because looks like there's going to be no more tornadoes.
Almost now,
if there is a tornado, right when I end the stream, I'll start
four
another
quadrants,
one.
kind of the northwest quadrant, almost the northwest quadrant of this storm.
Close to the softball size hail.
That's some big hail. All right, we're going to end the stream in a second, so yeah.
That's the area that's under the threat right now.
Thank you so freaking much for watching.
That area, that
please like and subscribe.
Of Collin
Have
County.
a nice day.
Locations, of course, Prosper, Salina, and then Weston up there. I know you've been keeping an eye on things. We put multiple tracks on here.
All right, see you guys.
What kind of
Bye.
damage are you guys?
Have a nice day. And if you're in